Warren Buffett famously said he pays lower taxes than his secretary.
Debbie works just as hard as I do, and she pays at twice the rate I pay. I think that's outrageous.
Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, same story. But how is that possible? While you're paying income tax on your paycheck, billionaires use legal loopholes to pay way less, or sometimes nothing at all. From investments to tax havens, today we'll dive into how the ultra-rich avoid paying high taxes and why the system allows it. Here's the key reason billionaires pay lower taxes than you. They don't make their money the same way you do.
The fact is, if you're a billionaire, you don't need any income.
Think about your paycheck. If you earn a salary, you're paying income tax, which can go as high as 37% in the US. Now, how much tax do billionaires pay? 15 to 20%. Why? Because their money is usually from investments, not wages. For example, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos don't take massive salaries. Instead, they own stocks in their companies. When they sell those stocks, the profits are taxed as capital gains, which are taxed at a much lower rate than regular income. Warren Buffett, same thing. His wealth comes mostly from investments. That's why his tax rate is lower than his secretary's or mine, or probably yours. See the matter here? If your income comes from a job, you're taxed more than someone making millions from stocks. Fair or not? You decide. Many billionaires also find ways to shrink their taxable income. How? Loopholes and deductions that most people can't really use at the same scale. Here are 3 major ways the rich legally reduce their taxes. First, we have charitable donations. Sounds normal and generous, right? Some people donate millions to a foundation, sometimes one they own, and get a massive tax write-off. The rich often can control the donated money through their foundations, while lowering their tax bill. Second, we have real estate depreciation. That's a good one. Even if a billionaire's real estate increases in value, they could still claim it's losing value and get a tax break. The IRS often lets them write off depreciation, even if the property is actually appreciating. Some billionaires pay little to no taxes for years because of this. And then we have business expenses. Ever wonder how billionaires afford private jets and luxury vacations? If they claim these as business-related, they can write them off. Meetings in the Bahamas, tax deductible. Private jet to a conference, tax deductible. As an example, Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, paid $0 in federal income tax in multiple years. How? Deductions and tax credits from things like research and development, stock-based compensation, and investment write-offs. Despite making billions in profits, their tax bill? $0. Ever heard of buy, borrow, die? How it works? The rich own stocks, real estate, or businesses that grow in value. Instead of selling and paying taxes, they borrow money using their assets as collateral. Loans are an income, so no taxes. Now, when they pass away, their heirs inherit the assets tax-free due to a loophole called step-up in basis. This means that when the assets are passed on, their value is adjusted to the market price at the time of inheritance, avoiding taxes on any appreciation that occurred while the original owners held them. For example, Elon Musk borrows billions using Tesla stock, giving him cash without triggering capital gains tax. Meanwhile, you sell stocks and pay up to 20% in taxes. Of course, this strategy isn't a free pass. If the stock price were to decline dramatically, Musk could be forced to sell or borrow more to cover his debts. The strategy carries significant financial and market risks, and the borrowing costs can add up over time. Now let's take it a step further. What if some billionaires and big corporations don't even keep their money in high-tax countries to begin with? Many billionaires and major companies often ship their money to tax havens, places like the Cayman Islands, Luxembourg, and Switzerland. These countries offer near-zero tax rates, letting the ultra-wealthy stash cash without the IRS getting a cut. Have you heard of the famous Panama Papers? This massive leak exposed how world leaders and billionaires hide their wealth in offshore accounts to legally avoid taxes. It's not illegal, but it's definitely not fair for the average person who can't play that game. And what about the big companies? Companies like Apple and Google shift their profits to low-tax countries, saving billions in taxes. They legally dodge the tax system, while small businesses and average citizens pick up the tab. Tax havens and offshore accounts is a massive topic, and it goes way deeper than just a few tax tricks. In fact, It deserves its own video to explain all the moving parts. But now you get the idea, right? The rich know how to avoid paying taxes in ways most of us can't even dream of. So why do the rich pay lower taxes? It comes down to things like capital gains, tax deductions, borrowing against assets, and offshore tax havens. So while most people pay taxes on their salary, the ultra-rich reinvest their wealth in ways that allow them to avoid taxes legally. You usually don't get the same options if you're living paycheck to paycheck. One could say that the system simply benefits the wealthy. But there are different ways people build wealth, and not all of them are about avoiding taxes. Some invest wisely, others innovate, and a few simply take advantage of the system. What do you think? Is the system fair, or do we need to rethink tax laws? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.